My name is Ado LGA, and welcome to the episode of Conversation Ekiti. So Conversation Ekiti is bringing you all the critical updates from the Ekiti elections from the perspective of first-time voter, me. In the past 3 weeks, I have not dropped the roundup, so this is the roundup of all that has happened as regards the Ekiti election in the past 3 weeks. Let's get right into it. So first, the candidate of the APC, Biodun Oyebanji, went on thank you tours across the 16 local governments of Ekiti State, speaking to party faithfuls at the local government levels to say, thank you for voting me as the party flag bearer, right? Even if Biodun Oyebanji has not received certificate of return yet for winning the APC Gubernatorial primaries that are held on 27th of January, he's sure that he will be the party flag bearer in the elections. We caught the train when they came to Ado local government, and these were some scenes from that event.
We are here to show love, to receive him, and to say that we are ready to ensure his emergence come June 18, 2022. So this is Ado Ekiti 1, Ado Ekiti APC. There are no factions, there are no groups in Ado Ekiti. We have just one APC in Ado Ekiti, and all of us are coming in here today to show solidarity, to show support and love for Biodun Oyebanji.
Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn leaders wa ní Ado nítorí pé nígbà tá a wá síbí tá a bá polongo ìbò Ado sọ fún wa wípé wọ́n máa dìbò fún wa, but in fairness nǹkan tá a ń gbọ́ngbà yẹn kò fi ọkàn mi balẹ̀. Mi ò believe pé nǹkan tó jáde l'Ado kó máa jáde ńgbà yẹn, but nígbà tá a dìbò tán Ado ṣe ju nǹkan tó promise lọ. On June 18 ẹgbẹ́ méjìdínlógún ló máa gbé àpótí lẹ́kìtì. Ẹgbẹ́ tí ìbò bá ti pọ̀ jù ló máa jáwé olúborí. Ní June 18 yẹn ní rí báwo lórí ballot paper o. Kí la máa rí APC. Kí ni wọ́n sọ fún wa? Ó sọ fún wa wípé gbogbo wa là ń gbà àpótí kìí ṣe báyìí nìkan.
Ó jẹ́ ọmọ tó dá lẹ́kìtì wọ́n ló ṣiṣẹ́ Èkìtì. Ó tún wá fẹ́ ọmọ wa, ọmọ mi. So Ado ti dìbò rẹ̀. Èdè sùúrù dé o, lọ́mọdé lágbà. Ìbò ojú yẹn, kó tó dọjọ́ yẹn. Àwọn tí ò ní dìbò fún wa, wọ́n ti fira wọn jọ, wọ́n ti bára wọn jà. À ń lẹ̀ dìbò wa wọ́rọ́wọ́ kò ní sí ìjà. Lọ́jọ́ primary wọ́rọ́wọ́. Nǹkan tó lọ́ọ́ bá ti lọ́wọ́ sí, kì í ṣòro ló ṣe.
So on deputies, as at the 25th of February, right, INEC deadlines for selection of who will be the candidate of parties were finalized. So it meant that all the political parties, the 17 political parties participating in the Ekiti gubernatorial elections must have finalized their candidate, right? And for the PDP, as at today, they have still not announced who the running mate of Bisi Kolawole is. What we had last was that Mrs. Funmilayo Oguns, who is also the secretary of the party in the state, was unpicked to be deputy governor, but she rejected her nomination for personal reasons. We tried to see if we could get someone to talk to within the PDP structure to determine what could have caused this, but we didn't get anybody to talk to. The APC, on the other hand, has selected Chief Mrs. Monisade Afuye. She's from Ikere Ekiti in the southern district of Ekiti State. She's also the woman leader of the All Progressives Congress in the state. Chief Monisade Afuye is a businesswoman and a caterer of repute in the state. When news of our nomination became public, there were a couple of reactions from that. Asiwaju Oladimeji in a tweet posted and said,
"Honestly, Ekiti, we can do better than some of the names flying around. Haba, I just read the profile of Ekiti State APC Deputy Governor candidate. All I can say is that it is well with us in Ekiti." Knockout Fala said, "That is where we find ourselves, where we hold loyalty over merit and competence."
But then, speaking to other people in the party, they had this to say as regards Chief Monisade Afuye.
As far as Ekiti State is concerned, Chief Mrs. Monisade Afuye is the perfect deputy governor at this time because she is a grassroots politician. She is the Tiwantiwa that we want. She has been in the midst of Ekiti women. She understands Ekiti women. She understands our needs. She's not a foreigner. She is a local politician here who understands the needs of Ekiti women. So she carries every Ekiti woman along. She has been within us. We know ourselves. We have been running programs, so she knows the problems of Ekiti women. So she's going to address Ekiti women. All Ekiti women, professional women, non-professional women, partisans, politicians, all of us are in support of the nomination of Chief Mrs. Monisade Afuye.
Personally, I think that we really are serious, honestly. We should do better in the individuals that we present. Parties can do better. I cannot speak to a character, I cannot speak to specific competence because I don't know these things, right? But overall quality, one can still debate that there are individuals that can bring much more quality to the people in the post of deputy governor, right, than Chief Mrs. has to offer. But politics is politics, and APC has picked what they wanted to pick. We wish them all the best as they go into the polls. So the polls for these elections will definitely be heated up. A third force has entered into the fray. Chief Segun Oni, former governor of Ekiti State, who lost the PDP primaries to Bisi Kolawole, has defected from the PDP and gone to collect the party ticket at SDP, Social Democratic Party, to run in the election.
This new development put to rest the rumor making the rounds in the state that he had defected to the All Progressive Grand Alliance, APGA. Well, joining us to discuss this is Lanre Ogunsuyi. He is the media director of Segun Oni campaign organization. Mr. Ogunsuyi, it's good to have you join us. So walk us through what made Mr. Oni to take this decision to move to the Social Democratic Party.
More than 5 parties wanted him to join them to be their gubernatorial candidate. And I won't be surprised in the next few days where you see a rainbow coalition of parties coming together to back his candidature. So, but I can tell you, he's going to contest in SDP. SDP is the ticket. That's where we are going to contest the elections. He left the People's Democratic Party because the People's Democratic Party has lost its democratic credentials.
How so?
The party is... Yes, in Ekiti State, in your introduction now, you said the former chairman, whose tenure as chairman has not expired, has also been promoted to the gubernatorial candidate. Even the chairmanship is a matter of contention in court. So when you have a situation where a party is being run on the goodwill and cult worship of the former governor of the state, His Excellency Ayofayose, you will see that people who believe in democracy have no home in PDP as it's presently being run in the state.
I honestly feel that what more exactly does he have to offer, right? He was governor. He moved from APC back to PDP. Now he has moved out again. So my question is it necessarily because he wants to be governor or because he has something special to offer? Because I feel that you've been governor before, there's really nothing you want to do that you could not have done then, first of all, or can find ways to contribute to the development of Ekiti State. I think it is just a power-grabbing mechanism. But I hope that I'll have a chance to sit down with Segun Oni and have a chance to ask him exactly why he made the decision that he made. Another issue is also with political parties. I feel that it should not be too, especially at critical times like this. What he just does is he create strong demands within the party. So hasn't the Social Democratic Party been holding meetings or have political structures already established that they will be willingly upturn all those for a new person? But everybody wants power, and I'm sure that that is what the SDP has done. But I think that regulations should be made to limit this kind of behavior going forward. But that is what we have. But what all this means is the elections will be fun. So also more interesting is, I think that last week also was a very good day for Nigeria's democracy. The Electoral Act for 2022 was finally assented and signed into law by President Muhammadu Buhari. And this is good news because a couple of provisions to reform our elections that has been in the pipeline since 2019 has finally been effected and passed into law. Even if this law will not affect the Ekiti elections, it has muddled the waters by creating a unique scenario for the elections. Like some key recommendations from that is transfer of results can now be done digitally. And there's also a clause that stipulates that political parties must have selected all the candidates and submitted their candidates to INEC 6 months before the election. That's 180 days to the election. And the election is scheduled for some time in February. So according to the new timetable that INEC has put forward, all selection of candidates must have stopped or ended by the 3rd of June 2022, and that is about 2 weeks from the Ekiti elections. What this then creates is a very interesting bubble where all the individuals who naturally would have waited for a governor to be selected before they began to put their ambitions forward now have to bring their ambitions forward and use their ambitions and tie it to the emergence of the governor in Ekiti State. So it means that it will create a very interesting political battle, right? Where separate interests would have to be managed specifically, or it can cause a party to lose or either win in a specific area and the overall result of the election. But I think it is a beautiful time for fringe parties like the SDP or third forces, for example. This is a critical opportunity for these parties to upturn the ruling APC and PDP in the state, right? Because the internal interests that will need to be managed, if not managed well, can lead to very, very interesting outcomes as the election emerges. I'm sure that it will be very, very interesting to see and to observe. All right, so finally, as we wrap up this roundup, INEC has expanded registration of CVR. So CVR registration was just done either online or at LGA level in Ekiti State. As from Monday the 7th to the 14th of March, registrations will now be happening at the 177 wards in Ekiti State. So it means that if you have not done your registration because you could not go to the LGA area, the registration will now be done at your ward level. You are encouraged to go there and register to vote in the election. Alright, so I think that is that on this episode of Conversation Ekiti. Ensure to share with your friends, ensure to like. It has been fun doing this with you. I'll see you in the next episode. My name is Ado LGA. Catch ya.